Hey guys, it's Helmstrats and I'm back with part 2 of Starcom Nexus. And last video we had went out and explored a bit after we ended up in a new part of the galaxy, or rather a new galaxy entirely, and made friendly contact with a species after we made hostile contact with the Chitik, I think, yeah. And friendly contact with the Saurids? Yeah, Saurids. And we just returned from the space station after doing a bit of exploring, and we've got a whole lot of research points. So, yeah. Now we're just looking through the research tree to see what else we can research that will help us explore a bit more. Alright. Energy production and reserves. Abstract applications. Oh, by the way, if you guys haven't seen my part 1 of Starcom Nexus, I suggest you guys go watch that before continue watching this video. Would greatly appreciate it and see what you think. And okay. Theoretical scanner and repair and energy reserves. Ooh, I'll probably research that next. Alright. I don't want to concentrate too much on energy weapons right now. Maybe a little bit later. Well, I'll probably research range, because we definitely need that. And damage output, but first we need power and engines. So I'm going to increase the energy production. All right. And then we're going to research this. Abstract applications. Definitely going to research this. And probably extreme survival later. For right now. Gonna hold off on the stellar engineering for a bit because we're still exploring and surveying. Probably do tractor beam. Yep, definitely research this. And we're going to hold off on spending any more research points because who knows what other technologies we can research that we might discover. There's also hidden technologies that we can research too. Yeah, let's hold off. Shipyard, see how much resources we have. We can get another reactor. We don't need another survey. Oh, well, can't do that either because we got enough modules. I mean, hit the limit of our modules. Alright, that should do it. Okay, that's all for now. Leave station. Alright. Now let's take a look at our star chart. Oop. Delete. Alright, there we go. And we got a mission from the Swords to take out a Chikit base. But due to a heavy Chitik presence here, gonna hold off on that for a bit. Since we found the primitive vessel right here, I was thinking maybe we should explore at least around this immediate area, see if we can't run into anything before going back and see if we can't clear out enemy presence in that system so we can explore a bit more. Alright, that's the plan anyway. Alright, we're on our way. Oh, looks like we found something. Way out in deep space, far from gravitational distortion of planets and stars, our engines get a modest boost to their top speed. Oh, good to know. We found something else, too. This is a collection of seeds that seems to be well adapted for survival in space. Huh. Glowing seeds. Got some nice 25 research points off of that. Alright, let's take a look at our map. Alright. We've used the thrusters to get way out here. Alright, let's continue. And you can see the improvement to our reactors greatly improved the rate of reduction, or decreased the rate of reduction of our energy reserves, as you can see. And since we're so deep in space, we're already going fast as it is. Alright. Let's set up a series of waypoints. Way 1. As a general guide, so we don't get completely lost. Now, way 2. Oop. And way 3. Alright. And let's do way 4. Just to see what's in between lanes, out of curiosity. Alright. Now these aren't exact destinations, they're more like markers where I can, know where I am. Alright, so let's head over here. Where are we going? Exploring? That's where we're going. Didn't know there was an edge to the map of the for this game. Alright guys, after doing our little patrol around the system and finding not really much of anything other than star seeds and apparently our first officer getting nervous of why we're headed out so far. Now we're about to take the Stargate, well, warp gate, I should say, back to this system over here, and then continue on our way to this system, see if we can't clear out the enemies here, now that we've improved everything. By a tiny degree, but still. Okay, Nexus Gateway, that's what it is. I mean, the only place we can use is this. Alright. Oh, and we got enemy contact in this system. And it is a destroyer. Already we've got improvements to our weapon systems and energy. Now that we've extended the range. Come on, die, destroyer. There we go. 1 titanium. Minimal hull damage. We didn't lose any crew. Energy's reserves is kind of getting a little dry, but to be fair, we spent more on trying to shoot the thing while it was speeding than actually hitting it, but it was a decent test. Oh, a cargo ship. $2 gold. And another cargo ship. Nothing on that one worth worrying about. Alright, now for the wormhole. Warp Nexus. Or warp point, whatever they call it here. All right. And I've also learned if there's, anything really of note, it won't be too far away from a star system. Unless, it's like a scripted event. Maybe. Of course, I haven't encountered that many scripted events in this game yet. But still, you never know. Oh, discovery. Background signal. Our long-range receiver. Excuse me. Our long-range receivers just very briefly caught what seems to be a kind of pattern in the cosmic microwave background radiation, then lost it. It has a different signature. Blah blah blah. Hold on a second. What? No. Okay. Gives me his Anyway, we got 25 research points off of it. Didn't think it would fade like that without me clicking off on it. But anyway, yeah, like I said, if you discover anything, it won't be too far away from the star systems you're in. So with that, let's head to the next warp point and to the Chitik occupied systems. See how our ship does in a real fight. Alright, prepare for battle. Got one. Now the main capital ship is down, let's take care of the rest. Alright. Another destroyer. We need a recharge. So it's going to be a hit and run for us. Our energy reserves have been vastly improved, but not by that much. Okay, just recharge. Then we head back in. A lot of enemy cargo ships there too. We cannot be impeded by these guys. Alright, got him. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ah, did not mean to do that. Alright, let me back in there. Lot of goodies. I think that's all of the enemies that I can see here. Yep. A lot of presence for no starbase. Let's take a look at this system. We're pretty close to this unscanned planet. Oh, there's another planet way out there. Oh, survey. Survey team easily locates the anomaly detected from orbit. Several chunks of scarred debris containing titanium and Yttrium. Any markings ablated off during atmospheric entry, but metallurgic analysis shows that whatever it was made by a Starcom fabricator. Interesting. And we found ourselves a Nexus gateway. And another enemy contact. What a surprise. Probably investigating their missing friends. A frigate this time. Oh, what's this? Shoot, we missed it. Because we're busy in battle. You know, after losing 2 of their destroyers and so many cargo ships and fighter kind of strike ships, sending a solitary frigate seems unwise. And another enemy is coming in. Which is another frigate. Got him. Alright, that should give us some peace. Let's go scan this distant planet over here. Oh, there's 3 objects. Oh, we're right next to another system. So that should be a given. Still. Here we go. What secrets do you hide? Nothing. Alrighty then, let's go navigate this system. Then come right back. Oh, and it has a warp point. Yeah, we'll come back to this system later. Oop. Probably should research that ship handling next chance I get. All right. No anomalies. Let's send a survey down, see what's down there. The anomaly detected from orbit appears to be somewhere within a winding desert canyon. The canyon walls are too close and irregular to pilot the lander in, so the team approaches on foot. Strange sounds seem to echo from all around. Have the team explore the canyon. After an hour, while the team is making their way through a tight ravine, there's a sudden cracking sound and a cascade of boulders the side of a lander strut down on the team. This canyon is clearly too unstable for continued exploration. Alright. Fair enough. Okay, nothing to research from the star apparently. Survey this planet. Let's see what we find on this one. The spacecraft in the clearing is immediately recognizable as the same design we encountered in deep space. The team leader follows first contact protocol and introduces themselves to the local populace. They learn that this vessel is a full-scale model of the one they lost as a kind of monument. Apparently they used a sizable portion of their resources in launching the first vessel. Believing it a total failure, there was insufficient political will to try again. Armed with the knowledge that the vessel did indeed achieve faster-than-light travel, and with the telemetry data the team provides, it seems likely that this civilization will achieve spaceflight after all. They share the details of their warp system. The novel design may open up new improvements to our engine performance in deep space. Ooh, and 80 research points. Given the design of their cities and ship, it looks like they're probably humanoid. Yes! Gotcha! Ha 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 ha! Swarm probe captured. Our tractor beam has caught an advanced autonomous probe. Based on the design, engineering thinks it's a swarm probe, probably released in large numbers to survey the galaxy with the expectation most would be destroyed. 195 research points. Yeah, that's definitely something our boys and girls would be interested in the science community. Alright, A3 planet unsurveyed. Well, let's get to surveying then. And anomaly detected. Sensors detect an indistinct anomalous reading beneath the surface of the waves. Surface conditions on this planet, part of the planet, make for dangerous conditions. Send the team to dive down. Lost a crew, but we gained 21 neutronium. Sacrifice was well worth it. Wait. What was that? I see something over there. Yeah, what is that? Another primitive ship? Careful, this object contains antimatter and unstable core. It might be some kind of powerful unexploded ordnance. Bumping into it would probably be bad. Yeah, let's back off. 65 research points. See if we can't just detonate it safely. Oh, no, we could not. Okay, that was a bad idea. I'll get back with you in a second, folks, after I retrace my steps. Alright, I'm back, and we just did a survey on this planet. With the neutronium, got my neutronium that I wanted, without losing any crew this time. So let's investigate that ordnance, if it's still even there. Probably not, since this is kind of random. It kind of sucks though, I lost the swarm probe. That was a lot of research. But I learned my lesson, no more poking unexploded ordnance. Let's do this warp point. But hopefully we'll be able to snag that probe again sometime in the future. Oh great, more enemies. Just cargo ships. Oh, and one of the survey planets in that previous system I was in, when we surveyed it and found nothing but unstable terrain, this time around we found an alien corpse. And got 5 research points off of it. Doesn't make up for the 195 research points that I lost and the 65 from that ordnance, but let's go back. Alright, we're going to go back to that other system we left. I could wait around here for the probe, but I doubt it's going to make a trip like last time. And of course, I'm out of energy. Alright, let's go survey the rest of this system. Ticks me off that I lost that 195 research points and that other 60. But like I said, I've learned my lesson. Frigates. That's one down. Nothing from that star. On approach, heat plumes and seismic readings suggest this structure is some kind of mining facility. No life signs are immediately detected, although heavy dust makes visual and sensor observations tricky. It seems that this automated mining facility operated only by low-level drones who ignore the team's presence. Deep bore drills bring uridium ore to the surface, which the drones collect and process. Judging by the material composition of the equipment, this is a Chitik facility. Leave the facility intact. Probably come back later and mine more of the iridium. Titanium. Think there's one more planet to investigate. On a high mountain on on a high mountain on this uninhabited ice ball is a structure buried in ice and snow. After careful defrost using the lander's thrusters, the team is able to enter. The structure was an automated observatory, likely has been abandoned for centuries. Judging from several records, it was a part of a project to study the chemical composition of rare comets. Sadly, most of the data collected has been lost. Probe thruster failure confirmed, likely unrecoverable. Projected dead stop at 7.3 time by 0.3. Okay. Oh. It's right in here where we explored. Explored. Aha! Another unexplored ordnance, I think. Or no, that's a planet. Oh, that's what we just surveyed. The automated mine is still in operation. It appears that the drones have continued collecting ore since you've been gone. Yeah. Yeah, that's why. Oh! Come on, come on! No, 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 no. Shoot! Come back! I see you. Crap, I can't believe I missed that chance. Oh well. Let's head for that warp point. There'll be another opportunity. Alright, so we've arrived in another system. This one does not have another warp point. Alright, nothing from this star. A lot of enemies here, though. Okay, we're taking way too much damage. See what this purple waypoint is, though. Probably a planet, but still. Alright, gas giants. No anomalies. And it turns out I was wrong. There is another warp point here. Oh. Well, hello there. Who are you? Unknown trader. Hail. The waters were warm and the platres swam into our mouths when we, Olokol, first met you. They were delicious. By what name were you known? How strange the way you came to these undeep waters. We had not seen your kind, but you gave us gifts and we tried to help. What kind of... We do not remember this part of our story. You filled in the gaps. It was the story, not the words, that mattered then. We gave you a little drop of the sun and the start of our story. Okay. Things for things and things for knowledge. What did we do when we swam together? Things for knowledge. Okay, close. All for now. Okay, that was weird. I probably should have given them peace. But hey, we didn't make another enemy. Lost the crew. Alright. Time to blast this Chitik station. Outpost, whatever. Easily making back the titanium that I traded. Scanners were unable to detect any indigenous life on this arid, rocky world, but a high plateau is riddled with tunnels. They do not appear to be a result of natural geographic activity. The team approaches one of the tunnel openings. Faint metal rattlings can be heard. Mining equipment just inside. Okay, send the team into the tunnel. Return to the ship for now. Alright, this system has been mapped out. Well, just one enemy contact in this system, thankfully. Another warp point. Nothing from this star. Ooh, another Nexus gateway. Three enormous pillars of a weathered rock stretch up into the clouds. Upon closer inspection, it appears that they were once part of a tremendous artificial structure, possibly a building or a ceremonial relic. While its overall shape has eroded beyond recognition, seismic scanners reveal an entrance a few meters below the sand of the largest pillar. A flight of enormous stairs, each nearly a meter high, climbs for half a kilometer through the interior of the pillar before reaching a large vaulted chamber. At the far end is a large apparatus of stone and metal that looks like an orrery of the star system. There's a control panel covered with glyphs. Using the ship's translator, it appears it can be used to open one's eye. Deep rumble followed by a surge of EM radiation above the pillar. Elsewhere in the system. Okay, there's another system right next to this one. Saurid. Yep. Greetings, my Starcom ambassador. I apologize if my manner seems distracted. I've been fielding reports of chit-tick attacks all day. Still, our government lacks the courage to act. I think I mentioned the base. Okay. Okay, the Ulicool. Yeah, them. Understandable, the Ulicool are a curious race and a bit difficult to converse with. They've been a starfaring race for even longer than I think even they know. Supposedly they developed space travel before writing, although that seems dubious. I can tell you they place high value on mutual gift giving, or what they would call trade, or what we would call trade. If you've gotten off on the wrong appendage, I suggest a gift. I believe they're interested in platinum lately. Oh, it looks like I did the right thing then. Although I gave them titanium and not platinum. Ah, here we go. Nexus Gateway. Who are the Progent? You may encounter massive derelict ships or strange artifacts on desert worlds. We attribute these to the Progent, although in reality we know little about them. We don't even know if they were a single race or many. We never encountered them. Some historians believe they were wiped out in the Great War long before we took to the stars. This is not my area of expertise, but if they were wiped out in a war, what became of their vanquishers? Whoever they were, we have gained a great deal of technology from their remnants. Alright. We'll be on our way. Alright, that's all the anomalies in this system. Now I'm just going to wander to this blue main sequence. And I'm pretty sure this next warp nexus point is going to connect to this star system or another system that's close to it. Going to take a little peek, then probably duck right back in. And like I figured. We're going to go right back because we are in no position to like challenge a fully occupied system. Looks like our allies are in trouble. Now let's head for this neighboring star system. Anomaly detected. This desert world shows clear signs of clear evidence of a large early space age civilization. As best as the team's archaeologists can tell, some event roughly 5,000 years ago resulted in a dramatic decrease in the available surface water. The cause is unknown. One of the few cities that hasn't been buried in the desertification process has a large amount of titanium in its structures. Holy. Alright, and we've got visitors coming. Probably. Hailing unknown vessel. Please identify yourselves. I am Helmstrats of Starcom. We seek peaceful relations. We are the Vendiri Federation. We seek trade and exchange of knowledge. How have we not had contact with your civilization before? Our vessel was pulled into this region by a rift in space. We are seeking a way to return home. We are sorry to hear of your plight, but glad to make your acquaintance. This device managing fuel mixtures has almost complete solution to the Navier Strokes problem. 75 research points. As the first Vendiri to make contact with Starcom, it is our tradition to begin with an exchange of data or technology. I am transmitting information on the Kilitos, a technology we use aboard our ships. Would you be willing to share technology with us? Don't know if either of these are insulting, but yes. Okay. Well, I didn't really have anything to trade with them, but technology-wise, probably should have gone with hull integrity. But at least we made new friends. Someone has parked a small cruiser in this coastal cave. The naturally heavy, rich metal-rich rocks completely concealed it from our scanners. Our anomaly scan would have missed it completely if not for some odd neutrino emissions. Limpet and plant growth on the underside of the vessel has been here for several decades at least. Alright, let's investigate. The interior of the ship seems to be in good shape. The team doesn't recognize the markings. The equipment doesn't seem to have a consistent provenance, leading to speculate it might belong to mercenaries or scavengers. Its computer data banks have oddly been wiped clean. The tech is not terribly advanced, but there's definitely some salvage value. I mean, it's been here for a while. The team breaks down the valuable components. In the process, they discover the source of the odd neutrino emissions. Concealed in the deck plates is a cylindrical device emitting an irregular pulse of moon neutrons. The device is considerably more advanced compared to the rest of the ship. It's interesting that at long range, its emissions could be mistaken for normal background noise unless you knew specifically the pattern. The security officer guesses it might have been tracking a device, although it's unclear if it has any other purpose. Alright. It's a lot of resources, too. And there should be one more planet here. No anomalies. Figures. Whoa, 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 comet. Ah, it's gotten too far. Oh well. Alright. Nothing from that guy. Now, let's do a quick flyby of the star. Okay, no research from that. Alright, we're going to hold off on exploring this part of the star chart and go back up here, see how far we can get, and maybe hit another Nexus gateway. We're going to take a warp point to here since the probe stopped by here the last time we parked there. See if we can't get lucky. No probe here either. Alright. Alright. No anomalies detected. Let's see what we find down here. Whatever the anomaly detected from orbit is, it's somewhere within a dense jungle filled with strange vegetation and sounds. The terrain is too rugged to take the sir. Alright, send them on foot. Deep Deep in the jungle beneath a thick canopy, the team stumbles on a strange sight, a massive colony of tiny insects arranging themselves into complex three-dimensional forms. Eventually, the forms take on the vermisimilitude of a large fruiting plant. After a time, a large animal approaches the plant. As it investigates, the insects suddenly swarm over and begin consuming it. The team makes a hasty retreat, although not before the team's xenobiologist collects a few samples for study. Not bad. Let's investigate the local star. Nothing there. Near the base of Awesome Peaks of this world, the team finds the source of the anomaly readings, some modest deposits of titanium. The team think they're stars that the deposits weren't higher up, given that some of these peaks are over 30 kilometers high. Yeah, I can imagine so. Oh. My redemption arc? Careful, this object contains antimatter and an unstable core. It might be some kind of powerful unexploded ordnance. Bumping into it would probably be bad. Yeah, I learned my lesson from last time. 70 research points. Last time it was 68, I believe. So we got a couple more out of it. than we did last time, and we'll leave this alone. Speaking of, right around here. Unstable ordnance. Oop, sorry about that. Ordnance. Alright. Oh, almost got it in the exact position. Anyway, let's explore this star system over here. Then we'll take the warp point up there. I heard that. That was the sound of the probe. I probably missed it though. That thing has a long trek, or whatever. Anyway, a long flight path. But I'll catch it. The ship's scanners have detected neutrino emissions with a pattern identical to those in that tracking device the survey team discovered. I've highlighted the source on the map. Okay. Just up ahead, as it turns out. A ship. Investigate. This vessel has a similar construction to the cruiser the team discovered concealed in a cave. The ship is devoid of any life and appears to have been abandoned for some time, although it's difficult to tell how long. Like that vessel, there's some salvage and identical neutrino emitter in the hull. Okay. Let's investigate this star. Alright, time to scan. This lifeless planetoid has little atmosphere, both literally and figuratively. Some time ago, the fragments of a meteor were distributed over a wide area. Scattered among the chunks of iron and nickel ore are small amounts of platinum, which the survey team is able to recover. 5 platinum. Alright, let's scan this one. Let's take it apart for materials and analysis. Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. Whatever that thing was, it looks like can't take it with us, but it took something from us. Or several someones. Alright, this system is done, so we'll head back here. Ooh. Massive diamond. We found a massive near-perfect diamond cube. Analysis probably shows that it probably formed naturally via a process of vapor deposits. Perhaps inside a nebula. 50 research points. Nice. Alright, not much to this location. Nope. No anomalies, no surprise. See if I can't discover something from this system star. Ooh. Some asteroids. And a Nexus point. Nothing from this star, apparently. Aha! Knew I saw something. Right, sending down the team. Even from high altitude, the survey team could see that this structure was what this structure was. A citadel constructed from the broken hulks of ancient starships. A few of the large guns train on the lander as it touches down a few kilometers away. An intercom by an inset door chitters as the team approaches it. It translates as, "Welcome to Entoqua Citadel. What is the password?" Let's return to the ship for now. I have no idea what the password is. All right. Let's set a Nexus destination. To here. see if we can't try to get that probe again. Because we know that it passes through here. Ooh. Chitook holes. The Chitook hole seems to be composed of titanium, iron, and organic molecule that might be grown. Very interesting. 45 research points. Alright, we're just gonna wait here a bit, see if we can get lucky. Yeah, alright guys. Tried waiting around here for a bit, but no show. So, we're going to make a little quick trip over here. And I might call an end to the video because we did a lot of exploring for this video. Alright. Begin jump. Yeah, boy. Alright, trying to run? Fine. You're not my main focus anyway. Alright. Takes care of them. Now we have to head back towards that nebula cloud. Find out what that probe is all about. There you are. No, 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 no. Crap. Need to research ship handling. There you are. Come on. Oh, you slow piece of crap. Where is it going? Heading that way. Oh, it's just taunting me. It was right there. Oh well, like I said, we'll catch it one of these days. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There we go. Analysis of this autonomous probe shows that it was designed to detect and collect data on rare comets. Not only does it have a significant amount of valuable data, its sensor design allows us to research a technology that should aid in locating these elusive objects. Okay, good. Then we head back here. See if we can't beat that probe into the next system. Alright guys, after chasing that probe for a few systems and realizing that I wasn't going to get as lucky as I did that first time, I decided to head back to Kite Station and call an end to the video here. But we've done a lot this video. We've expanded our reach and what we knew into different systems and discovered a few things that we'll have to solve at a later date. And yeah, once I get that probe and do a lot more research, I might upgrade to the frigate and come down here and do that mission for the Sword guys. So, until the next mission, and if you guys, until the next video, if you guys enjoyed watching this video, then please, as always, leave a like, sound the notification bell to stay up to date with my channel's content. Leave your comments and or game suggestions or thoughts in the comments section below, and hit that subscribe button to support this channel and to help it grow as we continue our YouTube journey together. Thanks. I've been Helmstrats, and I'll see you on the next video.